Bitcoin, take US dollars. This was my reaction in 2012. I had no clue about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, nothing. I'm a civil engineer, so I'm a career changer. At this time I had a company in Germany. This company is still active, my brother is leading it now. I forgot about Bitcoin. This was my first contact in 2012. A couple of months later, it's end of 2012, beginning of 2013, I was visiting my cousin in Croatia. He's a computer scientist, and a friend of him came back from Hong Kong from a conference, and he was so excited about this Bitcoin. And then I again heard about Bitcoin, and I asked him, hey, why are you so excited about Bitcoin? And he told me some key points. Bitcoin is not controlled by any single entity. It's not controlled by any central bank, by any company, by any person. You can send money, nobody can stop it. It's absolutely limited in supply, similar to gold. It's even better than gold because you can dig out always some gold. Uncontrolled, somebody can be lucky and find gold, but you can't be lucky and find a huge amount of Bitcoins. It's absolutely limited. These key points triggered my interest. I was living in Germany at this time, driving back from Croatia, and I was surfing, you shouldn't do it of course, in your car, but I was surfing on my mobile phone, searching for a possibility where I can get these Bitcoins. So I wanted to have it. I found a website called localbitcoins.com. Maybe some of you know it. And there is a ranking of people selling Bitcoins. And I was living at a village in Germany, 100 kilometers away from Munich. And nobody in this village, of course, sold Bitcoin. But in Munich, there have been 3 persons at this time selling Bitcoin. And I chose the person with the highest ranking. I contacted him on a chat and asked him, could you please sell me some Bitcoins and can we meet in Munich? And I said, of course. How many Bitcoins do you want to buy and how much money do you want to invest? It was a decent amount, it was 20,000 euros at this time. And said, okay, let's meet in Munich and we will make the deal. So we met in Munich on a public, actually it was a pretty shady situation, I have to admit. It was on a parking lot in Munich. I was waiting in my car and I thought, I'm really crazy what I'm doing now. It was dark outside, it was raining, and the guy came with a bicycle. And I thought, oh shit. I forgot to mention my wife was also with me in the car. I told her I will buy some digital stuff, I don't know anything about it, but let's buy the stuff and go to dinner after it. This was an explanation for my wife. Why should she join me to this deal? Actually, she sat in the back of the car, and I was sitting in the front. So the guy entered my car, and I put the money in the middle of the dashboard, so he could see the cash. And I was waiting. I didn't have a clue how to accept these Bitcoins or how to get it. So actually, as I told him, please, could you help me to set up a wallet? I don't have a clue. And he looked at me. He was really also surprised because somebody who has 20,000 euros and wants to buy Bitcoin has no clue how to set up a Bitcoin wallet. And he helped me. He set up a Bitcoin wallet. And then he sent me this amount of Bitcoins to my Bitcoin wallet. And then we waited 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour, and the Bitcoins didn't arrive. It was really a strange situation. I could really feel what my wife was thinking in the back. 2 hours, 3 hours later, the guy said, okay, there's a mistake or there's a problem. I've sent you the coins, not from my personal wallet, it's sent from Mt. Gox. Maybe you've heard. about this company. It's an exchange in Japan, not existing anymore. But at this time, it was the biggest exchange for Bitcoin. And he has sent me the Bitcoin from this exchange. And this exchange didn't execute the transaction. And he told me, okay, let's make it like this. I don't know when these Bitcoins will arrive. Let's write down on a paper, on a small page, you, Jakov Dolic, owe me that amount of money for this amount of Bitcoins. And when these Bitcoins arrive, call me and you will give me the money later. I said, okay. And I went home. I think I've watched this Bitcoin wallet for 500 times a day. First day, nothing. Second day, nothing. And third day, these Bitcoins really arrived. So I saw it, oh really, some numbers in my wallet. I called my supplier of Bitcoins and said, okay, let's meet again. I will bring you the cash for the Bitcoin, for the first one, and I will bring you additional cash for the next buy. I said, okay, let's meet again. We did it. And in parallel, as I was in the construction business, and I was self-employed, I had around 200 people in the company, and I had a lot of friends who had similar companies. We have been meeting once a week and drinking coffee and talking, joking, and so on. And I told them about Bitcoin and in what I have invested, and I was some kind of joke in the group, you know. A guy who is from construction business and investing in some digital currencies. Crazy, completely crazy. And every time we have been meeting, the first question when they saw me, how much money did you lose with Bitcoin, with your Bitcoin? And it was a funny situation because at this time, Bitcoin doubled weekly from the price. So every time when I walked into the room, they asked me, hey, Jakov, how much money did you lose? I said, no, I didn't lose money, it doubled from last week. And it doubled, and doubled again. I think the fourth time, after 4 weeks later, let's say like this, 4 weeks later, one of these guys didn't ask me how much money I lost, he brought me cash. So, here's cash, please buy Bitcoin for me. I don't know, I don't have a clue how to do it. Please set up a wallet for me, buy it and take a commission, whatever, but please bring me Bitcoin. So it started. So within, I would say, another 2 months, these people started talking to each other. Not only my friends, friends of their friends, friends of their friends. It was some kind of MLM, I would say. Not intentionally pushed, but it happened. And in one point of time, I felt like a drug dealer, believe me. I was driving one time in Munich in the evening, and I had a huge amount of cash with me. Not my money, it's money from maybe hundreds of people. And I was thinking, shit, what should I tell the police when they stop me now? Where is this money coming for? What is it? And this was also some kind of key moment for me. I met again with my suppliers. And I will tell you one secret. My supplier, or my suppliers at this time, are now my partners in the company. So Marco Streng and Marco Krohn are the guys who supplied me with Bitcoin at this time. And I told them, guys, this was really a funny couple of weeks. We earned some money, took some commission on the deals, but I don't think it's right what we are doing now. Let's do something serious, or let's stop it. And we said, okay, we stop it. No deals, no cash deals anymore in Munich in these amounts. And 1 week later, I was in Munich because of business in my construction company, and I called Marco Streng. He was a student at this time. He's a mathematician, and he was living in a student's home. And next to his student's home, there was a small cafe. We met, and I told him, Marco, what's going on now? What's going on with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies? Is there something we can do? Something serious? And he told me, Jakov, here's a picture. And he showed me a picture of a plastic box. Inside a plastic box, 1 motherboard and 3 GPUs. If you don't know what GPUs are, it's graphic cards. So graphic cards, normally you have 1 in your computer, he showed me a picture of one motherboard and 3 GPUs. And he told me at this time, it's not about Bitcoin, it's about Litecoin. And why Litecoin? Because it was very interesting to mine at this time. In the period in end of 2013, when Bitcoin rose from $100 to $1,000, Litecoin went from 1 to 50. So Bitcoin times 10, Litecoin times 50. It was very profitable to mine. And he said to me, this makes ROI, return of investment, in 1 month at this time. And I told him, can we make it big? Not only 3 GPUs, can we buy a lot of these GPUs and make it very, very big? He said, yeah, of course. I said, okay, let's do it. We took really all our money, what we had, all liquidity, all of our 3s. We bought all GPUs in Germany available and suitable for mining Litecoin. And then I was searching for the cheapest electricity, because you need electricity to run all these GPUs. And I found a country called Bosnia. It was the cheapest, still it's the cheapest electricity in Europe. And by chance, I'm born in Bosnia, and I called some friends and colleagues and told them, please find a building and 1 megawatt of electricity. I need it urgently. And they thought I'm crazy. Who needs 1 megawatt in Bosnia for some business? Bosnia, there's no business, you know. I thought, no, it's really serious. I've got a lot of computers and I have urgently to deploy it somewhere. 3 days later, my friends called me from Bosnia and said, okay, you can come, visit us. We have a facility, we have 1 megawatt. We signed a contract for the rental. We created a company that we can import all these GPUs and hardware to Bosnia. And then we started, it was like an adventure for me and for all of us. Me, Marco Strang, Marco Krohn, and we had a couple of friends. We have been, for 4 weeks, we deployed and built this farm with our own hands. It was really us, ourselves. And it was so funny, because it was a small village where this was happening. And the people from the village came to us regularly and asking, what are you guys doing here? It was so strange, you know, Bosnia, some guys from Germany investing a lot of money in computers and building it up in a strange way. They didn't understand it. And they thought, well, of course, I can talk to these people in their language. And I told them, we are printing money. and every time when they came, I told them the same story. It's some kind of joke, but it's true. Again, after a couple of weeks, we had to spend 4 or 5 weeks to build up the first farm. And some rich guy came to us, some richer guy of this region, and we knew that he was rich. And he came, said, I don't know what you're doing here, but you're telling people you're printing money. Here is my money. Please invest in also. Could you please take my money and make this farm bigger, or this computer bigger, so that I can also print money, my money. He said, okay, let's do it. And we did it. And then, actually, the idea of Genesis Mining was born, because we thought, okay, when some guy in Bosnia, in some village, has interest to invest money in a mining farm, maybe there's a global need worldwide for this. And then we created the first version of Genesis Mining with a website, launched it in the beginning of 2014, and this is how the story started. In 2000, and I don't know if this works. Oh, it's not important, actually. So, and this is actually how Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, but how Genesis Mining started operations. So this is a picture of Iceland. It runs. Sorry, can I stop it somehow? I'm really not talented at this.
They're controlling it from the back. They're telling it to slide.
Okay, here's just a slide, a small slide with, you know, people, especially people who are very successful in some field, tend to be very, yeah, no, it's again, back. Can somebody tell me? Okay. People tend not to believe in new things, and this is only one example here from Ford company. The horse is here to stay, but the automobile is just a novelty affair. This is what the president of the Michigan Savings Bank told Henry Ford's lawyer, who was asking if he should invest in the Ford company, and he told him, of course not, automobiles are stupid. The same thing is happening currently to cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and so on. In November 2013, the former Federal Reserve Chairman, Alan Greenspan, said Bitcoin is a bubble, it has no intrinsic value. But 2 years later, the first financial institutions like USAA, this is the Army Bank in the US Army Bank in the States, and BBVA, second largest bank in Spain, invested in Coinbase. It's an exchange in the US. And in 2017, we reached in August $4,500 per Bitcoin. So things are moving forward, even if people don't believe it or don't believe in it. And we at Genesis Mining, what are we doing? We are, as I said, we're taking people's money, buying hardware, and we are running, maintaining, and servicing it. So we are actually a service provider, and this is what we will do also for Omnia. So the money what you are collecting, this money will go directly into hardware. It will be owned by Omnia, and we will service it. Currently, our platform offers 6 mining algorithms and 15 mineable cryptocurrencies, so we are not only on Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and Bitcoin coins. So there's a variety. Here a short overview of our growth. In 2014, when we started, we had 25,000 customers. 2015, 250,000 customers. 2016, 500,000 customers. And now it's not true 1 million. We have currently 1.3 million. That makes the most calculations with one unit of energy. This is point number 1, and the most important factor. The second important factor is the price of electricity, because you are investing permanently in a resource called electricity, and of course you have good to go in the future. This is one example of a Bitcoin facility we have built in Iceland in 2015. What you see here are Spondulis miners, special machines to mine Bitcoin. You have to know there are special for some algorithms like Bitcoin. You have to have special machines. It's so-called ASIC miners, ASIC machines. This is only a short overview. Of course, if you grow that big, it's not hard to build up and run 10 rigs, 10 computers, or even 50. It's not that big. It's not rocket science. But if you get on a level where you have to deploy 10,000 computers, and not only to deploy and build up, but also to